filtered. We talk tech, life, and everything in between, completely unscripted. Heads up, these lives can run long, but they're packed with nuggets of good stuff. We keep them uncut, and we add tons of chapter markers later. Scrub through, jump ahead, or rewind. Jump to what interests you, no wrong way to watch. These lives aren't as regular as we'd like, so if you don't want to miss the next one, hit that subscribe button. Hey guys, how's it going? So, I just wanted to hang out, share what I've been using OpenClaw for this week. Every week seems like a new use case, new uses. You always find something new to use this platform or harness for. And I figured I would just share a few new use cases. We had a lot going on this week for anything from an accident my son was in and using OpenClaw to pull in all that data and make a web page to show all the information we got from our Tesla. We have some stuff running our taxes. We tweaking a lot of things and doing a lot of things. So I figured I'd share some of that. Maybe you guys will get a couple of good use cases or tips or learn something you guys didn't know. Like me, this is a moving target. It keeps changing every week. There's new updates every day. You learn something new every day, and that's what this is about. If you like more videos like this, let me know down in the comments so I know to keep sharing them. This is a little fork in the road that we've been touching on OpenClaw a bit because, again, I share what I learn, what I do from real life. So, yeah, let's dive in. We're just going to share our screen here and look at a few things together. Yeah, so our OpenClaw, our main bot is called Collects, basically from the Superman universe. I have recently created two other sub-agents called Alfred and Ray. So the key is if you're using your main bot all the time and it's running back and forth and doing all these things, it's hard to communicate. So having the main bot delegate things to other sub-agents, I haven't gone the route of using all new bots because I want all the bots to know what the other ones are doing, if that makes sense. So sub-agents, sub-bots actually have the same brain and tools as the main bot, right? If that makes any sense. Multiple agents have their own tools and their own. So if you want to segment them more and not have them talk to each other. So if you wanted to keep personal life separate than business life, that's kind of what you would do. Everything's merged with me. The way I keep things segregated is I created, and a lot of people use like Discord and other platforms like that. But I've gone ahead and created what I call the war room, which is multiple chat rooms. And each chat room is designated for a certain thing, right? So I have like ops, career, print lab, YouTube, business, development, something for accidents, something for taxes. So the idea is not to have mixed sessions of multiple different things. It's hard for you to track things, and it could get messy with the agent also. But like, if I'm working on my taxes today and then I come back 2 days from now, that's going to be lost in that session with all the other things going on, right? And you will find more things to use OpenClaw for the more you use it, the more you start connecting the dots with everything. So that's my main thing, right? So if I click in here, I now have a development room that's specifically for that, and we could scroll back, however long we could go. And that keeps your sessions pretty good, right? If I look under this tab, I have other tabs already. Look, yeah, so I already have a development tab here. I was tweaking a few things. Honestly, I don't even remember what I was working on earlier, but I could scroll back. Yeah, I think this was my to-do page. So, yeah, so I have a development page here. I have another career page here. And again, if I forgot what I was doing, I could just scroll back and look at this stuff. So, what did I mention? A couple of things. So, yeah, so I took my daily digest and turned it into a today page. That's been a little helpful. I'm still building that out. It's different than my agent activity page. So this page is basically lets me know of any failures or anything that needs attention from the agent standpoint, right? I could see recently done, I could see collects, did this, did these multiple things, older history. So I also have this agent view. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in my chat room, I also have up here, this is based on that activity too. So if I say, go ahead, and I'll just say go ahead, you can now see that it clicked to active because it collects is actually thinking. And I make it, since I added the other bots too, I tried to make them conversational. So when they talk to each other, you actually see that and it looks like a conversational way. Let me see if I could scroll up a little bit more and illustrate that. So collect should be delegating things out more. Rather than scrolling so far up, let's jump to the other chat. A lot of stuff going on. So it will call. So here you go. So collects is calling Ray, giving him instructions, and Ray's on it. And then Ray will come back and tell him. So you see this conversational going back and forth. And I have the icons there and cards and stuff to make it feel a little more like you're seeing something going on. But yeah, the activity thing on the top of the window lets me know, like, I know he's still working on this right now. Okay, so some other things. So I do have a public page or public pages. That I like sharing specific information with other people. And I'll build this on the outside. So my OpenClaw is on a Tailscale on a local network here at my home that is not reachable without being on Tailscale. Even if you're on the same local network, you can't get to it at all. But with that said, I need a page in the cloud that I could share with other people, and that's what that was. And again, a lot of this are moving targets. So I was saying, yeah. So I have the today page, and before I had the today page, I had a control panel, and I still use this. But basically, this is more live settings, making sure. And it's loading right now. I'll give it a second. But it will show me the status of what models are running. I use text messaging, so it shows me what messaging groups are actually running my Brave API usage. And this is taking a second because I think we did tell the bot to restart, and I don't think it came back yet. So that's why that data isn't loading yet. It's still restarting. Yeah, now my links are down too. Let's see. It's not fully down yet. So this is the actual OpenClaw backbone, or the background. All the settings and stuff. I really do everything in Terminal, but I'm just checking to see if it's actually up or if the background just went down. So sometimes this stuff happens. So I actually made a shortcut called collects ops, and it runs a bunch of scripts that I have. One of them is a startup script, which basically closes everything and starts everything again. And I think the machine I'm on, I have not set up. But basically, I really made it for my phone. Well, the agent looked like it finished in there. The page is still not running. All right, so we'll leave it for right now. So this again is public pages for me. One thing I was going to show you guys is a page that I made for the accident. I'm going to scroll through this a little bit. So it was a Tesla, and the Tesla gave me a lot of comma separated values, documents, and PDFs. Basically, an incident bundle, I think is what they called it, the day after the accident. So I threw all these files into a folder and asked Collects to create a page for me with graphs based on the comma separated value. And this is what it gave me, like the vehicle speed, brake pressure, accelerator, steering angle, longitude, yaw rate. It had the address of where the accident was, so I put pictures and maps. I made an activity log so I could keep telling it the course of this. The car was deemed totaled. I also have all the cameras in here. There you can see the videos play. That was the car. It was totaled. More photos from both sides. But yeah, so basically having a page with all the information, just throwing a bunch of files at it so you could help keep track, like contacts, phone numbers, names, things like that. It makes it very helpful. It's kind of like a notepad. You just throw everything in it and let it organize everything in a very basic way. What else? I keep closing and keep coming to this job page because this was something I was tweaking a bit this morning. I do have a job search. I always jump back and forth about leaving the entertainment industry and jumping into another industry. Um, Making that switch again, strikes come around, and then I second guess everything all over again. So having something that will scrape the internet from multiple locations for jobs for you, and in this case, I have every day being a different industry. Right? Mondays, it's still entertainment, of course. Tuesdays, production companies. Wednesdays, post production broadcast. So those are still my normal stuff. But then I have healthcare, education, some remote jobs, and it breaks them down into days. So from here, I have specific qualifications I'm looking for, and it gets assigned a letter, gives me information about it. I could view the listing, right, very very quickly, easily, and then I could add it to the pipeline. Um, Again, each day here is collapsible and refreshes every week, right? So healthcare, uh, Cedar Cyanide is hiring. Um, if I open that, I could see the details: company, culture, stability, tech environment, fit, flags. So I have certain flags in there too that I want to pay attention to. Um, so again, yeah. So I add it to a pipeline, and without going too far into the next thing, uh, without going too far into the next thing, I see that the next page is actually broken for some reason. Let's try refresh it. Yeah, it looks like the menus are broken. So what I am going to do is restart. So again, I have my little shortcut here. I click start, and it will go ahead and run my startup script, which automatically closes anything that's running. And I automatically get a text when the bot is back up. I just got that text. Let's try the pipeline again. Yeah, this page seems broken for some reason. Not sure why. Maybe my menu system. I was working on the menus earlier. But let's try going back to it. Yeah, so this don't look like it's working, but if you have this little pop-up on the right, which will actually open the chat room for that section, and I'm just going to jump in here. Okay, I restarted, and my career pipeline page doesn't seem to be loading correctly. Did something change recently that broke it? And I'm just going to leave that on that. What else? I think, yeah, see, again, my menus are broken on this specific page. So something's going on in there. Uh, So yeah, taxes was another thing. I have a business. My wife has a business. Um, Getting all the expenses in a clean sheet. So I made this kind of intake sheet that you drop all your files into a folder. Um, think of it like PDFs or comma separated values files. Um, think of it like, look, I have B&H here, Best Buy. I have my Apple Card statement. So they're all tossed in there, and you process them, and it basically puts it into like an Excel sheet, think of. And then from there, I could choose what items I want to add. I also have a list of my last year write-offs. So I took that, throw it in there, and made those a starting point. So a lot of those regular expenses like services, think of water and power, electricity, things like that. So it would pull it in, right? And I don't know if I want to go through this too much, but let's see. Approved ledger. So yeah, this page too. Okay, there it goes. It's just loading. Yeah, everything seems to be loading a little funny. Not seeing amounts right now. But anyway, you get this actual list on here, and you could double check it. You could triage it. I have a print packet which will lay it out a certain way for my accountant. I put that stuff in. Have vendor rules, specific companies to exclude or include. This worked out very well. Once you dial it in for you. What else do we have going on here? Like with any content creator, YouTube ideas. So this is pulling from my RSS feeds, which is I use InnoReader. If you guys know me for a while, I have a lot of stuff on InnoReader, and this is where I get my feeds from. Right, I'm still very much true RSS. I subscribe to specific people because I trust them. So the RSS feeds come in here, and then between a mixture of those current projects I'm working on and my B, so I still wear that B pendant that takes live transcriptions of what you're doing and working on. So it will look at that for what I've done in the last 24 hours, for what's trending in the last 24 hours. Combine that with RSS feeds on what's trending and any other projects that I'm working on that's actually in here, and give me some ideas. So in here, look, what to do when your Tesla gets totaled, right? Again, that's been a big thing this week. How I turned a mess of accident files into a one-link case binder with AI. OpenClaw in real life, the difference between ChatGPT advice and real automation. And again, if I click on here, I have more information in there for the ideas. This week's been really crazy. I haven't really made that many videos. Sorry about that, guys. Oscars week is always busy. So from there, again, I could promote it, and then it would go into that pipeline. Again, maybe some of you guys are using it for content creation, but I'll jump in here and it would go into my video workspace. And in here, we would have everything broken up and we could start writing our scripts, figuring out what to do for thumbnails. And this becomes the project source that I start working out of. We have a thumbnail workbench that I made. I could ask it give it a prompt and have it give me some ideas. works pretty well once you dial it in, right? You know what models you're using for what. Some, AI models are good for certain things and some are not. This tells me my default one right now is Nano Banana. I can, on the left-hand side, choose whatever. Again, the source is the project, right? So I could choose the project, right? And then it will pull the transcript in from that video. And then kind of come up with some ideas for thumbnails based on my transcript, right? And then I'll run it. So that's one thing. Community drafts. If you're not subscribed, here's a plug. Go subscribe. I do post a little community post every day to see what you guys are interested in. Let you guys know of anything interesting I found that didn't warrant a video yet, or just gauging interest in it. I do have a community post draft section. This pulls again from my B, what I've done for the day, and poses some questions to you guys to see if anything I've been working on lately holds any value for you guys. So subscribe and check out those posts. Let me know what you guys think and what other videos you may want to see or learn about, or just let me know in the posts. I could respond quickly and give you an answer to something. We very much used to have a blog. We still do, lifewithtech.net. That's still around. I just don't write blogs too much anymore. I figure with the AI news, it's so easy for things to make these AI posts now that it's not real anymore. I find it tough. So the website's still there, but I don't really post blog posts much anymore. Maybe I'll start posting YouTube videos there as well, but I don't know. It's still around. Check it out if you like. Definitely a lot of old content. Life with Tech has been around 17 years now. Sometimes it's fun looking at videos that are 10 plus years old and look at the quality and the growth since then. What else? So the ledger here, like I said, I talked about B. So B pulls in all the transcripts that I've been working on. And again, this page is not working right now. So this demo, as you guys know, it's always fun. So yeah, we would have our timelines on the left. So it seems like something is really going on with our pages here. I know the data is there. It's just the web page itself is not loading. I moved a couple of pages around earlier today and left it and didn't come back. But again, we're live. This is the real thing. I do have a Kanban. This is linked to my Apple reminders. Right, so I have everything in this OpenClaw. So basically, I don't like letting OpenClaw freely run overnight and build stuff, but I will let it research stuff and build the thought and documents needed to build something, right? So this is kind of what I do. If I have an idea, I'll throw it in reminders into research, and 4 times a day, it will go pull that information from research and act on it, do more research, inspect, do all that, and dump it into the review process. And then I could come in there and, actually act on it, won't go to actually build it, or just archive it for a later time. I do have a media gallery. So any image that's created that I upload or make, I don't have a ton of space on my Mac Mini, and I'm trying to use it sparingly. So any image that's created or put in here will automatically be deleted in 7 days, unless I mark it with a favorite icon. If I do, it will stay there permanently until I remove that. This is my way of trying to keep things compressed. Also, with chat and stuff, you find issues with sending files larger than a certain size and with web pockets and stuff. So this was also the way around it, sending it to the media gallery and having it pull from the media gallery. That was one of my ways around it. I have an integrations page, which is all my API tokens in one place. But more than that, it tells me if they're working, right? Present means they're working. They're there and working. To me, this was a big thing. I wish OpenClaw had a better key management of their own in the back end. But again, I feel like as soon as I build something for myself, it ends up rolling something else out down the road. Some of you guys might know that I used to like cherry picking certain features. So I also need to keep track of what cherry picks to put back after an update. So that's why I have this cherry pick fits page. It will also look, so maybe someone fixed an issue with OpenClaw, and I might want to cherry pick that. This way I get the fix now. But I might need to remove it later when we do the upgrade, or I might need to reinstall it after an upgrade. So it's nice to keep track of those things. My RSS feeds, again, my RSS feeds in here is set up by folders with InnoReader. So InnoReader, you could set a folder like all my Apple RSS is in a folder, and I'm making a direct link to that folder. So I get all of those, right? So even though there's only like 5 here, there's probably like 100 or 2 in this list. I have a skills section that lists all the skills that I'm currently using and what's built in, and then I could find more info about that skill. Nice to have, especially when it's a lot of third-party skills you're installing and whatnot. I think I've talked about it before, but I have I 3D print with resin sometimes. So I have a 3D resin page. So since I got this, I've only really been using the flexible tenacious resin, and I have settings put in here for that. If I click on this, it pulls all the settings on the right-hand side. Yeah, I printed a B pendant. This was the B pendant. Back to bench. But a lot of the things too was like the calibrations, calibrating resin, what calibration I'm using. In this case, it was a Cones 3D, trying to figure out what settings were the best for that resin printer combo. So keeping track of all that stuff, I made pages for that. What else? Yeah, for the most part, that's it. I'm probably going to go back and figure out why a couple of those pages are not working now. But if you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what you're using What is your latest workflow? Let me know down in the comments. I'm truly interested. I like seeing the workflows other people are using and what problems it's solving for them. All right, guys, till next time, take care.